Welcome back into my office. You're with me, Brian, and let's now examine. We'll do a weekly overview of just a small little group of interesting items that have been cataloged recently. There's no particular unifying theme to the items aside from the fact that they're all interesting on some level. This is a charming 19th century near miniature photo album of Amsterdam. It is B3493 if you're looking for it on the website, with photographs and a description. There are tipped-in albumen photographs, several of which actually show activity on the streets and people and so on. They capture the city at an early moment in the 19th century, sort of after the second half, but before the turn of the 20th. And the city has changed in the time since these photographs were taken. Like there's the Palais, that it was a Palais for Volksflight, and that's gone. That burned in a big fire, I believe, in around early 20s. The second item is this really scarce guidebook to this coastal Maine island here, Mount Desert Island. It's distinguished with tipped-in albumen photographs as well as two maps printed on bond paper that I'll show now. Here's the first one at the front, tipped in by the publisher like so. And then we've got this albumen here facing the title page as a frontispiece. There are other albumens tipped in throughout on heavy cardstock paper like so. And at the rear is another large folding map on bond paper as well. This is the eastern part of Mount Desert Island. This is a very nice island to visit. There are, in fact, in the woods, small little ferry houses that people have built that as you're a visitor, you can go see them. This is a charming 19th century. Actually, this is very late 19th century, 1896, to Lausanne, Switzerland. There it is on the map. But it does have charming illustrations all throughout it, plus this advertising section at the rear, which is quite charming, as well as this nice large folding color plan like so. Right here, it has a key down at the bottom, and there we have that nice large folding plan of the city. And so this guidebook is available now as well. This is actually a B3471. Here's an early 20th century Martha's Vineyard guidebook with a nice Art Deco style cover. And we see that it is illustrated with black and white photographs throughout, including that nice double-page panoramic view, playing in the water, people on the docks there, a little bit of signage on the building, and camping and so on. But it does also have this nice large folding color lithographed map here at the rear. There we are, Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket. Yeah. So that's a nice little item, not very expensive and charming and uncommon. This is a very large folding map relating to San Diego, Southern California. It's great. It's got this aviation artwork cover. It shows signs of some pretty heavy wear on the exterior. It does have several small little maps within it. It's got this Mission Beach one. Then it opens up to this La Jolla here in Pacific Beach, like so. There's Pacific Beach, Mission Bay down here. Yeah, La Jolla. And we open it up further, and we see this San Diego regional plan. We see this very interesting cartoon-style bird's eye view map put out by the San Diego Trust and Savings Bank. And then this just further opens up into a very large, detailed city plan of San Diego itself. There are some splits here along the fold line. There are some very small little holes of wear here within the map, but the map is quite scarce, and that could be backed with paper quite readily if desired, but as an item, an ephemeral brochure, pamphlet type item that was given out. In fact, compliments of the San Diego Bank. That's quite interesting. Let's move over to this California pictorial book. It is B3387. It's in an embossed period full leather American binding. It has this great gilt pictorial spine showing gold digging, wet digging and dry digging for gold, which there aren't too many books of the 19th century that show gold digging on the spine. The text block is somewhat damp stained throughout with various signs of browsing. It's still a very nice book with a nice assortment of wood engraved images, all separately printed and inserted in the text by the binder as issued. It's 1850, and here we have, for instance, washing clothes image, and there are other ones too. There's also, I believe, one showing gambling as well as gold digging. Here we are. There's, gold digging. There we are, digging for gold. Of course, that is the event that kicked off the mass migration across the nation out to California around 1849. People dropped what they were doing and made a beeline to go find some free money in the ground. And so that's how this book survives. You've seen that one. And the next one is this Lafontaine, which is also very nicely illustrated. It's in a period French binding of the 19th century, marble boards, and we got marbled end papers like so. That's someone's custom little small book plate on the flyleaf, and we see there a portrait frontis, and like so, 1826, early 19th century. But what is also really nice about this are the engravings are really well done. They are quite richly engraved, well detailed, well printed. That's high quality, high level of engraving skill on display here. And there's a number of these throughout, like so. So this is a pleasing book from that angle, not just the title and the works, but the nice assortment of engravings. And that's B3436, I do believe. Next is this interesting and very scarce 18th century Scottish book, B3350. The front cover is cleanly detached from it, but it is a period full leather binding. Could well be a Scottish binding. Early name there. We see Glasgow right there. There's the imprint, and it's 1789. And this is how the text block remains. It's still well sewn, tight and sound. There is this one leaf here with loss. That's we've listed it as being just simply gone, but it's actually partially, about roughly 40% there, almost half there. So that's the defect in this book with the cover, but it's quite rare in any condition at all, and so it's priced accordingly. There's this very beautiful 3432 is our number of it, full leather gift style binding for this church psalmist book, all edges gilt, really pleasing. That's very nice binding of this era, and appears to be lacking the blank flyleaf at the front. It's Philadelphia, Presbyterian publication. And here's how the text block survives. Nice and clean, tight and sound, with a little inserted piece of ephemera there, loosely laid in, a receipt of some kind. Somebody used it as a bookmark, it looked like. And the final item that we're going to just briefly examine here is this large railroad map, like so, that has a couple small splits along fold line intersections. A couple ends here have been just tacked closed very carefully with a just tiny little piece of archival tape that's invisible to the eye, but I want to show the exterior of this so that you can see it's a timetable for the Southwest, like so. And that map is within this item. And there we go. This is a brief overview of just a few things that have been cataloged very recently. And these are all currently available now online from me, Brian DiMambro.